Thank you guys for coming. We're here joined with student athletes Drew Parrish, Quincy Nieporte, and Taylor Walls. Open for questions.
Taylor, did you legitimately think this was a possibility back in the middle of April or after the 17-0 game? I mean, did you think you guys could right the ship like this?
Honestly, yeah, I never doubted it. The entire time we were playing up to our potential, I still knew in the back of my mind that we were going to Omaha. I mean, that kind of sounds a little bad or like I was too confident, but you know, I mean, that's just that's just knowing how much work these guys have put in and just trusting us. I mean, I don't think there's anybody in the nation that knew we weren't capable of doing it. So I mean, I never lacked confidence one bit.
Quincy, how do you put this into words? The past month, tonight, all of it.
I mean, I know y'all are expecting some expanded vocabulary, but there's really no words to describe the feeling right now and just everything. It's pretty much just the definition of our hard work being displayed to the public, I guess. I mean, that's the only real way to describe it.
Guys, real quick, we're here joined by Florida State head coach Mike Martin. Coach, I'd like to start us off with an opening statement, please.
Well, I'll tell you the honest truth, guys. Ladies, just let this be their night. I'll answer any questions that you have, but these three guys right here, talk about the leadership of these two, and I'll call him leaders of freshmen. But I'll tell you one thing, when he's got the baseball in his hand, I'm very comfortable. This young man was a big part of the success of our ball club. But like I say, I'll be glad to answer any question, but I just don't want to take anything away from these guys. They're the ones that deserve a teaching.
Questions for coach and the student athletes?
Quincy, has it sunk in that that was your final game at Dick Hauser?
A little bit, but I mean, there's no hard feelings or sad thoughts because we all, I mean, some of the juniors that are expected to leave and the seniors that are leaving, we accomplished our main goal to come into the season, and I think I was already expecting to have played my last game here probably, I don't know, 3 weeks ago or a while ago, and to be able to come back and honestly be given to earn the gift and be given a gift to come back and play, I mean, it was satisfying enough, and I couldn't imagine a more perfect way to go out than to bring the team to Omaha and all of us kind of get it done.
Mike, you talked about it yesterday. Taylor and kind of doing exactly what you need the leadoff hitter to do. I mean, tonight's kind of the culmination of that. He came up 7 times, he reached base 7 times.
What does it mean to have 7 times? I knew he had a pretty good night. Yeah. 7, that's a 2-week period for me when I played. When he hit the ball out of the ballpark in the first inning, I bowed on a changeup. That's a pretty clear indication of the talent this young man possesses. It's a big lift to our ball club when you're the visiting club and the leadoff hitter hits the ball out of the ballpark, and it just kind of was like a plague. It went through our whole ball club. I think we went 4-4-1, didn't we? If I'm not mistaken. But that was certainly a big lift for us, and he never let up from there.
Coach, can you just kind of speak on just these past 2 games against Sam Houston State, and just kind of the uprising of this program and Coach Diggs and what he's brought here to Tallahassee this weekend?
Well, first of all, Matt, being a young coach, has his team playing the game that they need to play. And that's what was so impressive, is that he got them to buy in to what he knew would make them successful. Texas Tech, they're doggone good. And they beat them in their own backyard. And we knew they were going to be extremely competitive. And certainly they were. Tonight, it happens every year to some team when you least expect it. We just happened to have one of those nights where everything went our way, and as evidence when T-Dub hits the ball out 3 pitches into the game. But I really admire Coach Deggs and what he has accomplished. His players were very impressive guys. That catcher was he was a battler, and they're going to be a team that's not going to be a flash in the pan. You're going to hear from them again.
Mike, while you're speaking, before your players speak, what are your thoughts now about going to Omaha for the 23rd time, the way you guys came from behind yesterday, 19-0 shutout? Talk about your thoughts on all this that's happened in the last 2 days.
It all starts in August. That's our goal. When our players come in, these two guys will tell you that's what they told our left-hander. This is our goal. We're not going to be satisfied unless we get it done. That's a lofty goal, but that's Florida State baseball. That's the way we try to approach every year. To accomplish it, when it's been 4 years, I think, since we were last there, is really exciting, because life is a lot about memories. These are memories that they will cherish forever. It goes back to, heck, when I played, I'll never forget my first trip to Omaha. It was, I'll tell you exactly where we ate. Our guys will look forward to that first meal in Omaha, because it will be a big, thick steak. It means a lot from a coaching standpoint. It's as close to getting into the Final Four in football, and it's really exciting. We know that we've got a tough road, but we're anxious to get out there and compete.
Well, Evan, I know you have proud moments all season. Have you been more proud of this team other than tonight?
Great question, and that's the first thing I said when I walked in there to those guys. I don't think I've ever been prouder of a group of guys, because they believed in each other, they trusted each other, and you want to call it corny, that's okay too. They loved each other. They played hard. You got to understand, baseball is so much different than other sports when it comes to playing time. I mean, heck, you're on a kickoff team in football. You Joe Studley. You got the uni on. Your girlfriend's impressed. You may be on the field 4 plays. Baseball, it doesn't work that way. When we take you out or when we put you in, that's a lot different. We can't go out there and take somebody out like they do in football and basketball. We put a guy in, he's in there. So therefore the coach is not exactly excited to put everybody in the game all the time because it's close or whatever. But tonight, to see Bussy and Cavi and Trula, all those, they're great teammates. And these guys respect and admire and love them because they know those teammates care what they're doing. I can't teach that. That comes from mom and daddy and comes from these guys that are so important to our program.
Drew, I mean, obviously got a little overshadowed, 19 runs, but just what was working for you tonight to give up 2 hits and then 9 strikeouts?
Well, the run support definitely helped a lot because that changed their game plan a little bit, so I didn't really have to worry about the bunt as much, but just getting ahead and staying ahead and commanding my off speed for strikes.
Mike, what's it say about the guy sitting to your left that you're willing as a freshman to throw him out there in a game like this and for him to come through like he did?
Has great composure. He loves to compete. Just like this guy right here to my right, when he played as a freshman, he was not afraid. He was willing to learn. He got out there and each day he got better. This guy's going to do nothing but get better. I'm not satisfied with where he is. I'm satisfied with his composure, his makeup, his moxie. But I can tell you one thing. He'll get the ball in Omaha.
When you in a big rain delay like that, do you worry about them getting a little
little tight, and then when Taylor goes out there and does what he does, all worries kind of go away. I mean, long time kind of sitting there not really doing anything.
Yeah, I was more worried about me. Holy smoke, that was a long time to sit around. I'm getting fat as it is. But they always can find something to do, and that's what is so encouraging from our coaching staff standpoint. We know that they're not going to be doing anything, well, we hope they're not going to be doing anything stupid, but they were in the clubhouse and probably playing video games and listening to some of that Quincy Nieporte music. Mercy.
Mike, I'm sorry, your assistants to Meade and Coach Bell and all the work that they put in, how special a moment is it, you think, for them too?
All three of our coaches, I'm talking assistant coaches, are former Seminoles, and they've all been to Omaha, and they all know the excitement. They're sharing it now with people that are very close to them, and it means so much to them. We'll be giggling most of the night because that's a goal that, like I said, is lofty, but they achieved it, and we're happy for them, and they will create a memory that will live with them for the rest of their life. James Ramsey was here. James, of course, one of two guys to ever have their a whole wall of their accomplishments, Buster Posey being the other one. But here's Ramsey, had a little elbow problem, brings his wife down here because he wants to watch this. He wants to see if the guys can accomplish what he did, and he'll tell you everything you want to know about his trip to Omaha.
In the fourth inning, you guys already had a pretty big lead. What was it like scoring 6 runs without getting a hit?
Yeah, you know, whenever you can do that, things are going right. But you know, at that point, you know, every inning we know they're not going to quit. So you know, our mentality is just to keep pushing and you know, get this guy some more runs. But so I mean, you know, when things like that happen, you know, I mean, you're doing things right, I guess.
Quincy, what's it say about your head coach? First time you took a team to Omaha was 1980, and 37 years later he's doing it again. What does that, I guess, say about the program and what he's built here?
Yeah, I mean, it's special, and I think that's when you talk to a lot of guys that come into Florida State and their first interview, I know mine was, why did you come here? And I think it's just the legacy that Florida State has, and obviously 11 is the head guy there, and he's been here for so long, and you see the records going around on all the social media of 40 wins of 40 years, and you kind of put that into perspective. And I'm one of probably a handful of guys that are over the age of 20, so you think about it, and that's double the amount of years of the majority of the guys on this team's lifetime, and it's just a special time in all of our lives to be able to play under the greatest college baseball coach of all time, honestly.
Taylor, Q, you guys have had a lot of close brushes with Omaha over the last couple years, and obviously with his up and down as this season's been. What went through your mind after strike 3 there at the end of that game?
Honestly, I mean, I was more like calm than I thought I was going to be. But I know I was telling the guys like in the 8th inning, you know, don't dogpile, because the last thing we want is somebody to get hurt, and you know, we don't want to go to Omaha just to go to Omaha. The reason we're going is to win. You know, I mean, personally, I've never done anything or worked hard at anything in life if I'm not planning on winning at it. So I mean, you know, to get there, it's not that big of a deal to me, honestly. You know, I mean, it's a big accomplishment. Being the 2 years, you know, the previous 2 years, you know, we were, you know, 1 step short, but you know, who wants to go if you can't win?
Any more questions?
Levin, you were very high on this team at the beginning of the year, maybe more so than you have in other preseasons. What's it been like seeing them on the run of the past 5 weeks and finally kind of reaching that potential?
I think that there were some bumps that we had, and I think our guys just continued to battle, but there was just a couple of things missing, and they worked it out. They started creating their own breaks, and then all of a sudden they knew they were going to get it done. And so many times when you struggle, you're doubting, you're looking, oh my goodness, what's going to happen now? Somebody going to, I wouldn't say hit it to a triple play, but somebody might take it personally. But whatever. You sit there, it's baseball players. We get away with stuff like this. You got to understand that baseball can humble you like no other sport. You can hit the ball hard 4 straight times and be 0 for 4. And you're faking it when you say, well, I got me some good swings. I'm okay, because that's failure, but it's not failure. And it's so, you got to be so mentally tough to get through what we went through. Now, these guys have forgotten. I haven't forgotten 17-0 at Virginia Tech. We got beat 17-0. Didn't bother us. We came back, started working a little bit harder, got a little bit better. A couple of things happened. We suffered through a little tough stretch with Virginia and Wake Forest. We played doggone good. We just couldn't seem to get the big hit or make the certain pitch that we needed to make. And then the tournament, I mean, we went to Louisville and everything changed. Everything started to go like we were hoping it would, our way.
Quincy, just talk about, I guess, when Taylor's going the way he is at the top of that lineup, what does that do for an offense like yours that's, you know, based on so many guys contributing?
Yeah, I mean, we always preach just get on base, pass on to the next guy, and obviously no one's expecting a leadoff home run the way he did, but day in and day out, and I'm sure Taylor will tell you to start the season, he was not thrilled with his performance, and everybody knew it because he has such high expectations for himself. But we know every single pitch and every single at-bat he has, he's going to do everything he possibly can to get on first base, second base. I mean, he's just trying to get on base for someone like Buzz behind him, or Jackson, who's absolutely been on a tear as well, and myself, and then the guys all the way down to 9. He's just trying to get on for one of them to be able to continue that and get on again. And like Meade always says, we're a big inning ball club, and it starts with the leadoff batter, and he leads off every single game, so it starts with him. And I think he knows that, and he's embraced the role, and he does everything he can just to get the inning started. And I mean, he definitely started it tonight. So.
And just to pass it to Taylor, I mean, you're a guy who hit 350 a season ago. Obviously, this season may not have gone the way you wanted to up until, I guess, about a month ago, and now your average is up something like 50 points. What was that process like for you to try and stay patient? What were you kind of dealing with internally to try and get yourself back to that level of play?
Well, I mean, you know, like Eleven said, this is probably you have to be really mentally tough to play this game. And, you know, I mean, you can sit here and say that all you want, but until you start going through it, you know, you don't really understand what it can do to you. But, I mean, I played it before. My freshman year was almost parallel to what I was doing at the beginning of the year, you know, just underperforming and you know, in my mind, and not contributing the way I think I should have. And, you know, just having great teammates that pick me up, you know, having the coaches that pick me up, and, you know, just grinding through it. You know, I mean, hard work eventually pays off. So, I mean, you know, we're not done yet. You know, I'm not satisfied with how, I mean, even tonight I'm not satisfied. You know, there's a tremendous amount of things that I could have done better than that. I mean, so, I mean, I'm not satisfied with what I've done tonight, what I've done the past month, or what I've done all season. Never will be. And, you know, the only thing I'll be satisfied with is, you know, to win in Omaha.
2 more questions?
Mike, last week, I think it was after the first Tennessee Tech game, you told us that you wanted to see the guys' eyes when they got off the plane in Omaha. 6 games later, knowing that it's going to happen in a couple of days, how much more are you looking forward to that moment?
I was hoping nobody would ask me that, because that's special. used to be when we would ride down the hill. It's flat. Rosenblatt's gone. Now, I just look at their eyes, and when they get to the TD Ameritrade, and they're treated like they've never been treated before. They have the memories of playing in front of 24,000. And don't know whether we'll be playing in the first game against LSU or Mississippi State, but I assure you there'll be 24,000 people in there. It's a great venue. So many schools start out trying to get there, and Florida State's going to be there. That's special.
Taylor, what gives you the confidence that this is the team that can break through and bring the school its first national championship?
I mean, it all goes back to, the work that I know we put in here. So, I mean, just knowing how hard we go, and I mean, like you said, from the start of the fall, and I mean, it really goes back before that. In the summer, when you're by yourself, what are you going to do to get better and, give your teammates a chance to go and win? So, I mean, just knowing the work that you put in, that's really the only thing you need to know to, give you the confidence. I mean, baseball is baseball. Things are going to happen to go your way. Things aren't going to go your way. But, majority of the time, the people who work the hardest, the chips start to fall in their way a lot more than other people. So, I mean, just knowing how much work this team's put in, how much we love each other and how much we want to win, I mean, that gives me all the confidence in the world.
Thanks, guys.
Let me say before y'all get away, Scotty and Carrie, Dr. Latta, all the people that spent so much time the last few days in running this show, we really appreciate your hard work and dedication. Our tremendous sports information department that did such a great job of running this event. And thanks to all of you writers for being here, supporting Florida State baseball. You cannot imagine what you mean to our program and getting folks in the seats. It was a long day, but it was one that we will always remember. And thank you from the bottom of my heart for what you do for Florida State baseball. By the way, we're going to Omaha, baby.